Good day everyone, my name is Lars Alfadillion and we are going to present our case study analysis about Tourism Queensland strategic positioning and promotion. But before we start, let me introduce to you my fellow groupmates. Starting with Lord Andrea Gore, Angie Apolinario, Julina Masilina, Kathleen Ganadel, and Camille Pascual. And our topic will be starting to overview of the study. Overview of the study of the Tourism Queensland. Queensland offers many natural attractions for tourists, generating $48 billion per day to $17.7 billion per year in overnight expenditure. Queensland's tourism industry has greatly developed since 1929. Queensland's purpose is to achieve economic and social benefits for the state through the marketing and promotion of tourism. Tourism Queensland Global Brand Strategy aim to deliver a sustainable, compelling, and effective brand for Queensland. In 2009, Tourism Queensland launched the phenomenally successful Best Job in the World. As Tourism Queensland grew, 2011 was the year of the decline of the market share in Australian international market. Domestic visitor and travel preference. The growth rates proposed in the tourism potentially appear ambitious of achieving $30 billion in overnight visitor expenditure per annum in 2020. Tourism Australia's China and India 2020 strategic plans were launched in 2011 and was the key deliverables of the growth demand from Asia's flank of the Australian government's Tourism 2020 strategy. With this strategy, Australia deciphered the cryptic decline of market shares and visualized potential contribution and actionable insights. Since 1929, the tourism industry of Queensland strives to develop, promote, and market its tourism domestically and internationally. In the previous years, Queensland achieved milestone in making its tourist attractions known and visited by people from all over the world. It has recorded to generate $48 millions per day, amounting to up to $17.7 billion annually. With this record, it is plausible that their tourism vastly contributes to the employment rate and overall economy. Behind these efforts in boosting their tourism sector are the regional tourism organizations or RTOs, which are regarded as one of the most influential networks in Australia. In Tourism and Events Queensland or TEQ, which has the responsibility in forming strategy positioning and promotion, TEQ operates towards its goal of $30 billion expenditure of overnight tours by 2020. Queensland Tourism incorporates a brand strategy where the destinations would be known globally with wide global platforms and connections to travelers. Input from tourists has been the foundation of this strategy. From knowing the age group of frequently visiting travelers up their needs and wants, it even levels up in promoting Queensland as a holiday experience to reach the target market. This is all done through different advertisement, which are print media, social media, television, online and radio, and etc. Undeniably, the sector paves its way to the global market where it partners with key destination stakeholders, most especially when the state cooperated with TEQ, where they share a common goal of making Queensland Australia's leading destination. The near-linear success of TEQ is hampered by the loss in domestic share due to price competition in the internationally market. Even though Australia does not feel the global financial crisis, or GCF, as it still records a high volume of visitor expenditure, Queensland lost its share in the domestic market after the long run of success and good reputation in the tourism industry. Hence, this study focuses on 2020 strategy of Australia's tourism sector, ensuring that the industry would remain competitive in the international market. After knowing the overview of the study of the Tourism Queensland, let me present to you the introduction of this case study. Tourism Queensland is a tourism development and marketing organization owned by the Queensland State in northeastern Australia. TEQ, or Tourism Events Queensland, operates on a national and international level. Tourism and Events Queensland is the Queensland government's leading marketing, experience development, and major events agency promoting Queensland unique tourism experiences and marketing the state's its Live in Queensland events calendar around the globe. Decline of market share in the Australian international market, domestic visitor, and travel preference.
Objective of the study. The objective of the study aims to inform and influence other people who's reading and experiencing the trip in the Queensland. It targets people with interest in spending their vacation at other countries. They want to attract people based on the tourist spots they have and the services they can offer and prove to the world of tourism that they can compete globally and maintain their performance in terms of what they can offer. To showcase why they are one of the leading tourism sector across the world. This study aims to analyze the strategies utilized by Queensland tourism throughout their decades of good reputation in the tourism industry. In line with it, this seeks to provide solutions in the decline of the sector in the fast-paced global market through examining their 2020 strategic plans, which were introduced in 2011. In the context of the pandemic, specifically, this study directs in examining the strategic positioning and promotion of Queensland tourism, focusing on the difficulties faced by the industry in the long run, scrutinizing the 2020 strategic plans prepared by the industry since 2011 and proposing possible solutions to promote tourism amidst a pandemic.
For the background of the case, being the second largest and third most populous state, Queensland has proven its economic benefits in Australia with just its tourism, generating $48 million per day or 17 billion per year. It brought a lot of opportunities in which contributes to 3.1% of Queensland's gross state. These contributions brought by Queensland tourism were possible with the help of Tourism and Events Queensland, who innovates new ideas and strategies to bring more opportunities that will benefit not just Queensland but also Australia's entire Tourism and Events Queensland, or TEQ, came up with an incredible campaign throughout the years. They provide strategic industry, leadership, and coordinate stakeholders in the planning, development, marketing, and application of resources to grow tourism in each Queensland's destination. Before it became Tourism and Events Queensland, these marketing strategies started in its year 1929. Changes in leadership happened. Through this move, they were able to come up with new ideas, and their first attempt was made to correlate publicity with a travel booking organization.
Behind this was then a government sector named Queensland Tourism and Travel Corporation, established in August of 1979. The primary responsibility of the corporation is to promote, market, and arrange travel and tourism. Since then, Queensland's tourism has been uplifted, launching phenomenal marketing and campaign ideas such as the Where Else. But Queensland in February 1999, they became the undisputed premier holiday destination in Australia. Also the best job in the world campaign in 2009. For the background of our case study, they were able to generate $410 million worth of media exposure for Queensland. These remarkable campaigns resulted in the merging of Tourism Queensland and Events Queensland. Then now, TEQ continues unique ideas, lifting up Queensland tourism like any other.
After we present the overview of the study, the background of the case, and the introduction of this study, first, let me share with you what are the problems of the case that we listed here. And first of that is the decline of market share. Next one is the objective achieving $30 billion in overnight visitor expenditure per annum by 2020 appears ambitious. Next one is the mega trends that will shape the future. And last one is the utilizing the 2020 strategic plans and unforeseen global health crisis. After we present the following problems of the case, first, let's talk about the decline of market share. But before we proceed to the discussion of the following solutions and recommendations, let us define what is market share. And that would be the discussion of Mr. Agor.
Did you know, market share refers to the portion or percentage of a market earned by a company or an organization. In other words, a company's market share is the total sales in relation to the overall industry, sales of the industry in which it operates.
For the solution of the decline of the market share, since Queensland product is offering different kind of tourism, improving product quality, adding new features that bring further benefits, and changing pricing are all feasible solutions to this problem declining market share. We require this because it can improve clients' happiness, satisfaction, and promotion, while also the organization in generating profitability. Strengthening your business doesn't just involve financial management. It also includes strategies to retain and broaden your customer base, market your business affordably, keep morale high among your staff, and improve business practices. You should also look for the opportunities to network and form alliances, and this will help to minimize your exposure to risk.
For the recommendation of decline of the market share, we highly recommend that they must bring back the shares in the domestic market. Losing a share of wallet is a big deal for such a business that are growing for many years and being done for this reason. FBS has been around for almost 10 years, providing excellent trading ideas to those who want to invest smart. The company gained international recognition of outstanding customer service, beneficial conditions, and promotions. According to Elizabetta Pellegina, stocks are one of the most exciting markets with a high volatility. The high volatility is a key to high profit. To be successful on the stock market, follow the market sentiment. Be up to date with economic release that may affect the price. React to fast crucial news, of course, use stop losses. Being ambitious are always driven by a goal. Challenging and developing themselves, learning new things, makes them feel like the sky is the limit. But in the terms of this situation, as the objective of first ambitious, the best solutions for the simple problem is to rethink and recalibrate the desired goals and continue to innovate and improve new ideas and needed to accomplish the projected goals. For the recommendation, we highly recommend that in the terms of planning and aiming for the best, TEQ must know and consider the possible outcome of their desired plans. Things might get harder and complicated, but setting your goals confidently will also put you into vulnerability that's could possible fall into loss of focus and interest. For the next problem of the case, here is Andrea Gore presenting megatrends that will shape the future of TQ. We included megatrends as one of the problem because of its impacts to the nature, people, and economy. But before we start, Miss Kathleen will define what is megatrends.
Did you know? A megatrend is a long-term change that affects government, societies, and economies permanently over a long period of time. Megatrends drive other trends in financial markets in terms of sales, growth, and innovation. Some megatrends that have altered the global economy include urbanization, communication, transportation, and technology.
megatrends that will shape the future of TEQ. Considering the reality that it's good for the forthcoming generation, let us not forget the negative impact of its effects to people and especially in nature. Here are the following solutions. Do not set aside the reality that this could bring negative impact. Also think immediately if there's possibility of devastation of any of the assets that they have, especially the contribution of nature to its advancement, where it will plunge the world economy into a deep recession and question social norm and attitudes. For the recommendation, needed are the following. We know that it could help to support this position. Don't let your ego consume you totally, as it could result in ruin your decision in life. Think of the best. We recommend that they should balance it all and insert the love of nature and people for the sake of everyone.
The solution for utilizing the 2020 strategic plans and the unforeseen global health crisis. The long-term strategic plan of TEQ appear vogue, added with the fact that there is an ongoing global health crisis. That said, the tourism industry faces a significant hurdle in adapting to the new normal, as it is expected that this sector will be hit harder by the pandemic than other industries. Airlines, restaurants, cruise lines, and hotels, among others, are severely impacted by travel restrictions and company closures. It's been an ambiguous situation as to when and how the operation would be back to normal. Our recommendations are maximize the use of technology through reaching out to tourists by advertising the tourist destinations. Incorporate storytelling in advertising to engage the market, the most especially the domestic tourist. Let travelers experience virtual tours or seminars that could generate income. Reiterate the natural ambience and features in Queensland. Highlight destination focusing on nature, offer more affordable packages. Form a COVID-19 policy including the observance of health measures and safety protocols.
And another problem of the case, here is Camille Pascual presenting the objective achieving $30 billion in overnight visitors expenditures per annum by 2020 appear ambitious.
Beats Music.
Before we end this presentation, here are some facts about the Queensland. Did you know? Queensland has 5 of Australia's 11 World Natural Heritage Areas. These include the Scenic Rim National Parks, Fraser Islands, Rivers Lake, Fossils Fields, the Wet Tropics including Daintree National Park, and one of the wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef.
Another facts about Queensland. Did you know that Queensland has more than 1,000 species vertebrates and many of them are unique to the region?